So this story is called Grateful Hoodie. It says about a guy who finds a hoodie in his apartment that seems to have a life of its own. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, first of all, I love the title of this story. It's very intriguing. And right off the bat, we get some world building. There's an app called SpinCycle which allows people to do laundry, and it seems to be sentient or at least aware. So there's a lot of interesting things going on here. We're introduced to Rhodes, a 27-year-old proofreader who works at night, and the story takes place in his apartment. We also learn that his favorite hoodie is thrifted, and he calls it Good Grey. It's soft as breath and it helps him feel less alone in his apartment. At 12:11 a.m., he gets a notification from the SpinCycle app that says Good Grey wants to say thanks for the warmth. He looks around and realizes that the hoodie is on the chair back, and it almost feels like it's radiating heat. He picks up the sleeve and it's warm, but not in a way that a dryer would warm it. It smells like salt and the street, and when he checks the pocket, he finds a train stub and a receipt for mint tea at a diner. The receipt has a timestamp of 1:32 a.m. tomorrow, so the hoodie has been out without him. The app then gives a status update saying handoff window 1:23 to 1:33 a.m., and custodian D. Rhodes. He laughs, but the sound echoes in the empty apartment. Then Good Grey responds with another message saying thanks in advance. He flips the collar of the hoodie and the tag, and sweats reveal new letters as if they were written with ink. It says property of D. Rhodes, alternate. The room starts to cool down, but the hoodie remains warm. At 1:22 a.m., he hears the deadbolt click, as if it's trying to open the door. The app murmurs, "Stand by. Thank you for sharing." The hoodie's pocket becomes warm in his hand, and he can't help but smile. He doesn't put it on, and the air moves in through the window, bringing in the cold of the street. The hoodie in his hand becomes heavy for a moment, as if someone had leaned into it from the other side, and then it straightens. At 1:23 a.m., the SpinCycle app says handoff complete and wearer recognized D. Rhodes. But Dylan is still sitting there, bare-armed. The chair next to him is empty. He looks out the window and sees nothing. The room tilts colder as if the door has opened. 2 minutes later, the hoodie reappears on the chair, warm again. This time the pocket contains a folded guest check from the diner with his name on it. The order is correct, and next to it is a thank you note written in a left-leaning hand. It says good warmth. Beneath the tag, another line appears and fades. It says return, ETA 312. And that's where we end the story. We're left wondering who wore the hoodie, the other you on their street, or the house itself, borrowing his warmth to keep its own story alive. So what did you think of this story? Let me know in the comments below. I thought it was really creative and imaginative. The concept of a sentient hoodie is a bit strange, but it's also really fun. I also liked the mystery element of the story. Who is wearing the hoodie and why? And what is the significance of the house and the street? Overall, a very enjoyable story.